All right. I'm gonna be real, guys. I'm so nervous for this. I have no idea what I'm doing, but, yeah, we'll just see how this goes. My buddy Pierce did teach me how to record audio without background noise from the media yesterday. So yeah, shout out Pierce. Right away, we've got our new companion here. I don't remember her name. I've kind of been, like, a few years ago, I would have been jumping all over, like, trying to get all the background behind the scenes information about the new season. I haven't really been doing that so much this time around. Honestly, you guys are kind of experiencing this little, like, glimpse at the new season for the first time with me, because I haven't really been looking at all this background information. So this is kind of all brand new for me. So yeah, so I know this is our new companion. She appeared last season in a different role. I don't remember the character's name, so I'll just call her the new companion. And she is in what looks like her room. She's wearing some comfy sweats. Apparently has just been woken up. And then she sees this, mysterious light out her window. And, who knows what that is? Is it Joy from the Christmas special? Is it a spaceship? That seems more likely. Given this next scene, if this is kind of directly after that, we see what looks like this kind of three-pronged spaceship. And it's interesting, it's going up from outside the home. There are some, like, what looks like it might be Christmas lights, on the ground, but maybe, it's just some decorative lights. And yeah, I like this shot. It kind of reminds me of, some of the shots, how they do the, Alien and Nope. But yeah, interesting stuff. Then next, okay, it's a door. I love a sci-fi door. I'll try to get you some higher quality commentary here, but I always love seeing what shape they make the doorways in, sci-fi. Because it's like, the aliens can be weird shapes, so they don't necessarily, like, we make our doors rectangle because we're, like, straight up and down people. And that makes the most sense for people who are, the average person is maximum 6 feet tall and fits through a rectangle door. But aliens, who knows what kind of doors they need. So this one appears to be like a diagonal slidey thing. Probably just for the vibes, but I am always interested in details like that. And yeah, so the doors are opening and we see this, what looks like kind of a spaceship flight crew. I will say, like, this interior of the spaceship itself, we can kind of see it, like, at least from this angle, kind of giving TARDIS vibes, with the little, like, I don't know what to call them, but, like, the, little thingies coming down from the roof kind of reminds me of the Coral TARDIS from 10 and 9's era. And then, like, kind of that, like, bright centerpiece also coming down from the roof. I don't know, might just be a coincidence. And then in the far distance, you can see, kind of an empty, what looks like a captain's chair, facing us. And then past that, you can kind of see, like, I guess through the windshield for the spaceship, you can see, like, this kind of red sky, mountainous landscape. Very kind of interesting. Then, okay, yeah. So then we got I assume a different space crew. These guys are much more scary looking. We got this person yelling at us. They're all, like, standing, like, at military attention. Very different vibes. And then, yeah, and we got kind of all this dialogue happening in the background throughout this that, I'm not paying as much attention to. I think around this point, Judy says, it's talking about forces beyond this universe. So I think, yeah, there's definitely this sense that we're going to be delving more into the supernatural angle that this new era of Doctor Who has been in, which I'm pretty on board for. I just like Doctor Who. I'm not too picky about what kind of season arcs we're going on. So yeah. Okay, yes. Then we get this cryptic shot of, like, the first time I watched this, I had no idea what I was looking at. But you kind of get some spider vibes, some spider webs happening in the background. There's, like, long, spindly, I guess, leg things. I have, what little commentary I have seen of this has been talking about, an Anansi episode. So I know people think that this might be Anansi, the, African, storytelling god, who's often in the shape of a spider. At least that is my what I think I know about Anansi. The only Anansi adaptation I am familiar with is the Neil Gaiman one, Anansi Boys, which I read in middle school and really enjoyed. Got much different feelings about Neil Gaiman now. But yes, I am very excited to see a different adaptation of Anansi that wasn't written by Neil Gaiman. So yeah, so if that's what this is, very excited. But we can't really see a whole lot from this shot. I do like a big spider creature. Doctor Who has done big spider creatures before. Sometimes well, sometimes not as well, but I think usually it's a good time. I really like the Runaway Bride, the big spider arachnos creature we get there. They do spider creatures again in 13's era. I think not as well, but still a fun time. All for new spiders. And then, yeah, you can also kind of see that we've got like some robot joints happening with this spider creature, which I think is very cool. Kind of a mix of like organic and robotic technology. And then we got Kate Stewart, the Queen. I love Kate. She's one of my favorite characters of this era of Doctor Who. Very excited to be seeing more of her. We got something creepy in a cage. Can't really see much from this. It's giving a little bit of like that 456 from Torchwood. That kind of vibe. But, yeah. We got a new, bowler hat look, for the Doctor. Very nice. I'm very bad at like times and places, like orienting myself with that. I don't really know when this is supposed to be. I don't know what era of clothing this is. I'm very bad at that time guesser game. So I'm very curious to find out what era the Doctor is in here, but it looks like we're gonna have some good period costuming happening, which is always exciting. And we have a cool dinosaur, skeleton dinosaur. Yeah, again, much like the spiders, always love when Doctor Who throws a dinosaur in there. I think most of the dinosaurs we've gotten in Doctor Who have been very good. We just got one in the Christmas special, very briefly. The dinosaur in the hotel room, or the hotel portal in Joy to the World. But I'm loving this skeleton dinosaur. I'm very curious to see what this is. We can't really see very much of where this is happening, but yeah, very cool stuff. And now we're in the TARDIS, but it's blurry. Oh no. I think the Doctor is just doing his like default Doctor, like hand out, like stock image photo pose. There's some real creepy stuff happening with the lens. I also, more genuine note, I love this outfit. We've seen this outfit in a few promo images, with, Shooty, and I really enjoy this look. And now we've got Mel, wearing a very nice sweater. I'm enjoying Mel. I haven't seen a ton of the classic show. Hopefully get around to it. Hopefully I'll have watched a little bit more of it by even when this next season airs. I'll try to get on that. But yes, I am really enjoying Mel from what we saw of her in the season finale last season. And yeah, it looks like she's kind of in trouble here. We've got some very cool purple sky effect happening. It looks like we're in present day. Yeah, this era is all about a cool, like, purple galaxy effect. Alright, and now we've got, the new companion. She's messing with some what looks like IV bags. This doesn't look particularly like an Earth hospital, so, I don't really know how much information we can get about her from this scene, but she definitely does seem to be doing some medical type activities. And then the Doctor gives the classic, just the Doctor line, which I feel like he says a lot. And we got this nice little comeback from the new companion. Yeah, it's interesting that, this is how we're kind of being introduced to her. I think they did a lot more to sell us on Ruby last season, or with the Christmas special 2 years ago. We got that, like, promo clip of her and the Doctor. It was very exciting, jumping on rooftops. Much more like, it seems like much more of a soft launch for this companion. I am liking her vibe so far, but I feel like I don't really have a sense of who this character is going to be yet. I will say, like, I'm fine with pretty much all the Doctor Who companions. I don't think the companion needs to be, like, an exciting, intense character, like, have, like, the super defined, like, well, they should have a defined personality, but they don't have to have a super, like, strong personality because it is such, like, an audience insert character where, like, that, you know, you can just kind of, like, superimpose, like, almost, like, yourself onto the character a little bit. So I think it's fine for the character, for, like, the companion to be a little boring. I think that's fine. I don't really know what this character's vibe is yet, but, I don't dislike her. And so far it seems like she's got some good chemistry with the Doctor, which is the important part. Yes, and the Doctor has got a new haircut as well. Oh, and I really like also, this little sci-fi setup the Doctor's got with all his wires. Very Doctor Who. We get a lot of these, but I think this is a particularly good one. This looks like he's in a little workshop. I love it. I do really like this companion outfit we've got. You know, it's pretty, you know, it's understated, it's not, like, super flashy, but I do just like that, like, purple with the yellow vibe. And very practical. Like, a lot of the times these sci-fi shows, like, they'll be putting the, women characters in these, like, ridiculous outfits, but she looks like she's very comfortable and ready to move and, get stuff done. And then this is very interesting. So, the show it seems like we're acknowledging the Doctor does remember her from last time he ran into a character played by this actress. So somehow she and this other version of her are connected, it seems like. So it'll be interesting to see what direction they take that in. I kind of thought they would just leave it, like, not really acknowledge that the actress had been in the show before. So it'll be interesting to see what direction they take that. And I didn't love her character, in Boom, the episode she was in before. So I hope they don't spend too long on this. But yeah. And I'm very impressed that the Doctor did recognize her, because I am very bad with faces. If I was in the Doctor's situation, I would never have connected these two women, and been like, not only do they look alike, they're the exact same person. That's a lot of confidence. So that's great from the Doctor. One other interesting thing is that we see some Gallifreyan on the screen. BBC recently kind of canonized Sherman Gallifreyan, the fan language. It's now appearing on the Doctor's screwdriver on screen. There's also lots of, like, there's a fan tool where you can make your own Sherman Gallifreyan creations more easily. But, this Gallifreyan we're seeing on screen here doesn't appear to be Sherman Gallifreyan. It could be. Write in, let me know, if you're someone who's able to read Sherman Gallifreyan, easily. Let me know. Do these symbols mean anything? But they don't look super Sherman Gallifreyan-y. And then the Doctor, he says the name of the episode that she's in. He says Boom. That's the name of the episode that this actress appeared in before. Some fun. We see, we're back in the void and we see this 3-pronged spaceship. I'm pretty sure this is the same spaceship as the opening. So there we go. Same episode. I also love, I think this is a different t-shirt she's wearing here, but I also enjoy this t-shirt, with the sunflower on it. And we got lots of these little, I forgot to say before, we got lots of these little alien guys. I think they look like, not alien, we have lots of these little robot guys. I think they look like friendly robots, but who knows? I know that, the Doctor Who, there's already official Doctor Who merchandise with these robots in it. They just released a coloring book, and one of the coloring pages is these robots. But there are several of them, so it's not just one robot. He's got buddies. Good stuff. We got a shot of the Doctor and the TARDIS in the void. The visual effect isn't great, but it's alright. But yeah, there you go. Screenshot that. That's your new wallpaper. We got some great physical acting here. Pretending to be, like, crashing and thrown around in the TARDIS. But yeah, not great stuff. Something seems to be affecting the TARDIS. That's pretty freaky. I also like that the new companion is kind of in on the action, helping to fly the TARDIS. That's some good stuff. And I like this TARDIS set pretty well. I think it's, like, a solid, like, in the middle of, like, the TARDIS interiors for me. There's not really any TARDIS interiors I dislike. Yeah, I think this works very well for what it is. He says this might be a long way around. I really like this. I think the first time the Doctor mentions the long way around is in Heaven Sent. I think that's at least the most famous or iconic use of that line. The Doctor punches through that diamond wall, or adamantium wall, instead of just like giving up information about himself, taking the long way around, literally like billions of years. And then he says that line. I love this, yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where I think this new companion has really great chemistry with the Doctor. She's getting some little jabs in. I do think this is very true, where like the Doctor is very Scooby-Doo. He is also very Velma, but he definitely exists in that framework. Got some more period outfits here. It'll be interesting to see where this fits in. We got this cool futuristic world. This looks like very like stereotypical, like when you think of a futuristic world, what it would look like. But then also on top of that, like it's got this very like playful, like childlike vibe. I have a feeling I know where this might fit in with this season, just in some of the other shots we're going to be getting. But yeah, it like almost feels like Tomorrowland at Disney. We got, it looks like maybe we're in Africa here. We got some more. I like this vibe for the Doctor and the companion, actually. We got some nice, we're just getting like a smash cut of all the outfits this season, I think. But, we got the Doctor and, the companion kind of dancing in the TARDIS, which I think, again, like that's one of the nice things about this like big open TARDIS, is there's room for them to be physical and like run around and crash and do some dancing. It's nice. And then we got the companion talking direct to camera, which is something that happened a lot last season. Characters talking direct to camera. But it's happened a few times throughout the show's run. But yes, it looks like maybe this fourth wall breaking vibe may continue on through next season. We got the Doctor and the companion falling. I did like briefly watch, there was a little teaser that came out before this, that originally I was going to do this video about the teaser, and then life happened and I didn't have time, so now we're getting a longer, more extended look at this trailer instead. But there's a quick bit of this shot in the teaser, and I was very excited about this, because in this next shot, you can see it looks like they're underwater. I'm not for sure they're under, like, it's weird, because it seems like they're falling too fast for them to be at least underwater on Earth. But whatever's happening, it's very cool. A Doctor Who episode underwater. I don't think it's been done before, and it's such a cool concept, so I'm very excited. And if that's not what this is, they should do an underwater episode of Doctor Who. That's so sick. We got this American Idol type situation happening, this intergalactic music awards show or something. I like that the guy's British. I know, TARDIS translation, whatever. It's just very funny that they'd be having this intergalactic thing and then the host would be British. I think that's funny. We got another cat lady too. There have been a lot of cat ladies on Doctor Who. But here we have another one. So that's great. It's almost giving some Black Mirror vibes. And then we've got my queen, Mrs. Flood. Mrs. Flood is one of my favorite characters Doctor Who has produced, like, ever. I'm really hoping, Russell T. Davies, I'm speaking to you, I really hope that her character arc pays off. And that we get some cool backstory for her. But regardless, I just love Mrs. Flood's vibe. She's my hero. I want to be Mrs. Flood. But yes, here we go. She's watching. I could be wrong, I don't think this is the same episode. I think this is going to be an episode we're about to see a clip from. But it's unclear whether she is, and from this trailer at least, it's unclear whether she is at the song contest or in the next episode. The clip from the next episode. But either way, it's good to see her. Hopefully she's in both. I just want Miss Flood to be everywhere. Mrs. Flood to be everywhere. And then we got that kind of, I don't know what that is. You can't really see what's going on at all there, but fairly horrifying. I do love it. I love a good, like, when Doctor Who goes a little bit horror. And then we got, this is the clip, it was in the teaser everyone's talking about. I think this is where we're going to meet Mrs. Flood this season, but who knows. But we've got this cartoon guy, and I know I saw on social media that the Doctor Who team has announced the name for this character. I don't remember it, but we got this very sinister cartoon man who's going to climb out of the screen for us and probably eat some people. And I love that. I hope this is I hope this episode is as good as it looks from this trailer. Because it looks amazing. And then, this is just, we got these two characters here. I assume they're gonna be on screen for 5 seconds and then, like, get eaten by the cartoon man. This is just, to me, like, the ideal role you could have in Doctor Who. At least, like, if you're not playing the Doctor. I think if you're cast in Doctor Who, the most you can, ask for is to get to wear some fun period costumes. And then get to, like, have a scene where you just, like, scream and, like, give your best, like, I'm about to die scream and then get eaten by a cartoon monster. That's, like, the dream. And then you get paid. Like, I'm very happy for these actors. I guess the other really good role you could have in Doctor Who is, like, to do all this, but be dressed like a freaky alien. But, yeah. I think this is gonna be back in the, Africa episode. I'm assuming this is the Anansi episode. But, yes, we've got this wall with missing persons posters. They look like they're all men. And, a lot of these posters look very old. It looks like these men have been missing for a while. Okay, I love this. This is very interesting to me. So we've got here, we've got the Doctor. He's face to face with this man, holding some shears, who's saying, tell a story. A few things interesting about this. This kind of like barbershop, setting, and I think we're gonna get some more clues at coming up. Also, if you, like, look closely at the shears, they don't quite look like, normal shears, at least not the shears I've usually used. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe there are shears that look like this, but they look a little bit futuristic, a little bit different. And then the Tell Me a Story, Anansi, at least from what I think I know of Anansi, is like this kind of, he's big on storytelling. He's a trickster, but he likes to tell stories. So that's why I am pretty sure that all these scenes are happening in the Anansi episode. Yes, okay, so here we are. So we can see this appears to be a barber shop. So yeah, so right away, if you are looking right from this angle, we can see this guy is holding on to what looks like a barber chair, and then we've got all these posters in the background, kind of like what you would see in a barber shop. Why I think this is interesting, A, kind of a cool setting for an episode. B, I know one of the writers for this season that they announced, and I'm saying this, I'm kind of nervous that, like, this might just all be information that has already been announced and I've just missed it, because I feel like I'm like a detective putting all this together, but it's very possible that they've just already announced this and I'm late to the game. Inua Ellams was announced as one of the writers for this season. I've been excited about this since they announced this because Inua Ellams wrote probably one of my favorite plays, The Barbershop Chronicles. I was first introduced to it during the pandemic, in 2020, National Theatre released a lot of live, like, professionally shot recordings of their plays for free. They would be available for, like, 1 week at a time. And one of the plays they did this for was, Inua Ellams' The Barbershop Chronicles, which I loved. It's like following, it's like scenes from barbershops, I think around the world, if I'm remembering correctly. And just like, it's all about like that storytelling and like community vibe. It's very cool. Anyway, he was announced as a writer for this season. So when I'm seeing all this like barbershop vibes and, story set in Africa, I am thinking Inua Ellams is probably involved with the story, and that is very exciting to me because I know from seeing this play that he's a very good writer. And I am ridiculously excited for him to be working on Doctor Who. It's also just so nice to have, like, new voices, period, on Doctor Who. So yeah, I have really high hopes for this episode. And then it turns out the barbershop is in space. Crazy. It looks so good, too. Okay, and then here, okay, so we got Ruby here. Ruby, you may know from last season, star of Doctor Who. And she seems to have drinking some creepy juice, because what's she mean? It likes the taste. What the fuck, Ruby? So, yeah. She says this, and then we see this spooky hand reaching out to grab this guy. So I think this guy's in for a bad time. Who knows what's going on there. Lighten up, Ruby. Alright, we're back to this futuristic city. It almost looks a little like Scarrow-y. Like, I think the first, like, there was a very brief shot of that futuristic city in the teaser, and I kind of thought that we were going to get some Scarrow, which would be exciting because Daleks. But this no longer looks like Scarrow to me. We got this guy gets zapped. R.I.P. that guy. And then the companion says, or the doctor says, I promise to keep you safe. Which, bro, you gotta stop promising people that. Like, come on now. It's just never worked out. We got a bunch of, like, very quick shots. It's hard to get a lot from. The doctor's falling again. In this shot, you can kind of see the sign that says, stay away, foreboding. Some sonic screwdriver action. A cool orb. And then a nice hug, and then a much clearer shot of this creature, who I'm assuming is Anansi. And what a cool design. And we got our new logo! Alright, we made it, chat. My throat hurts, so I'm gonna end that here. But, thank you for listening.